Hello everyone. Today I will be filming a long-awaited, at least for me, video. My sketchbook tour, a tour of my sketchbook that I've had for like a really long time, maybe since 2012. I don't know, but it's been a really long time since I've had the sketchbook, and I just finally finished it today, being December 31st, 2017. Woo! So I got to erase that little parentheses 18 that I had at the top because I wasn't sure if I would finish it in time, but I did. However, I will be filming on my phone, on my parents' phone, since I don't have a cool phone that films stuff. And there's going to be a little bit of background noise because we have people over and I'm hiding, which is, okay, but... So, sorry for the shakiness, but I will do my best. And okay, that's kind of right. Started. So to begin with, this is the front. The cover kind of died a while ago because it's this kind of binding. And this kind of binding, the covers don't stay on very well, which is why it's tied. The back cover is tied on, and when you get to the last page, you'll see that. So up here you can see it says 2014 parentheses through 2017, but I didn't actually start dating any of these entries until like this year, which is 2017. Well, actually, yeah, it's 2017. So there's it could be from like as far back as 2012, although I forget how old I would be then, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll put that in the description. So this first picture is I had a friend who drew people from the back, which I never thought of doing before, and it looks really cool, so I attempted to do that. And then later on, I went through this book again, and I colored stuff in, and also stuff's not in like a super good order. I kind of started on this side of the page, and then when I filled that up, I went back and did the other sides of the pages. So, yeah, let's see. So, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. This is, I think it's supposed to be Pocahontas, and it's drawn off the cover of a book that I have. Probably one of my long time ago things, but I think I colored that in at the time, but I'm not sure. These were just some random sketches that I did. I liked this silhouette, and then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make it this other silhouette, because I kind of thought, that's how it works a lot of times. And I don't really know. I think I just started drawing this because I wanted it to be a flower, and it just turned into that. Page turning. Oh, okay, so I remember this, and this page is busy, so I'll just hold it on that for a little bit. My favorite thing from this page is this horse. It was really good, and yeah. So as you can tell, this is probably one of the more recent things I did. I did this during the end of last school year, except for this guy. He was old thing, and I did it around these, and it was sort of a drawing competition, I guess you could say, with my friend. He and I were doing sort of this thing where we had either a day or an hour, I'm not sure which, to fill up a page of drawings where we drew them, and then we colored them in, and then we each sent each other pictures. And he drew some dragons, some other stuff, and I did this. So there's some ice cream cones, a lot of cute food items, because I just went to Pinterest and I was like, looked up cute things to draw. These two little things are cute too. I didn't like the Tinkerbell as much, but the tea bag is like adorable. Then onto this side. So I like my pictures, because I colored them in, they smudged, and I don't know if you're supposed to do that with sketchbooks or not. This one lasted me a long time, so maybe with my next sketchbooks, if I do like really good things, I won't put stuff on the other sides of them. This one wasn't that good though. This is another thing I went back and colored later, but I liked the braid that I did in her hair. The braid I did in her hair for that time that I did it was really good at that level of drawing that I was at. As you can kind of see what level I was drawing I was at. Okay, so this was a more recent but not super recent drawing. When I get to the very back, you'll see what it looks like when I draw now. So that was my attempt at drawing anime without looking at a picture. and, you know, it's okay. It's not great. And then over here is another drawing hair from the back, sort of trying to draw like a twisted braid thing, but I didn't know how to draw braids. And as you can see, the color smudged over. This is a sideways picture. Okay, so I didn't color all of these in, but this is a little like weird animal that I think I just started. A lot of times I'd start with some eyes and then I'd add a face to that and continue going. So it's like a lizard, and that has pants that lead down to some chicken feet, and it has bunny ears and weird hair, and then it's on a bed, and it's supposed to be, I think the scene was this this animal thing is sick / dying, and there's all these people gathered around it. This girl likes it and is sad that it's dying. This guy likes this girl, and it's sort of like, oh, well, maybe now I have a chance with her. And these are just random fairies and people that were part of that. Trying not to break it as I turn it back around. Okay. So, this might end up being a longer video. This is, I started with this, and then I made it a hair thingy instead of a flower. Again. And then this sort of like sweater, but so small it's not even there kind of outfit, and then random doodles. Ooh, this was me practicing my body after I made facial expressions. So I made a bunch of like faces, and then I added bodies to them. So there's this person who's just not impressed, but her hair is okay. I like this person's outfit. If you just sort of look, like, basically you can tell by the quality of the art when I drew it. There's I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. I think, oh, okay, I kind of see. I was attempting to draw something, and then I abandoned it. And then there's just these flowers, and, like, another flower, and then I'm like, oh, it's the key to my heart. Okay, on this page, this was a really good for me at the time drawing. Like, it was one of the first anime people that looked okay. Like, obviously the proportions not super good, but the detail though. And this is a cute little bat and a random person. And then over here, obviously, drawing styles very different and different time, but like, this is the first scantily clad person I drew in here, I think. Well, not first, but I had to put a lot of clothes on them because I didn't know who was going to look through it. And then I was like, oh, well, it's their fault for looking. And then I started drawing them how I felt like drawing them. Although at the time I had a little less, you know, it was more conservative than I am now in my style choices. This was a drawing from a picture. I started drawing a lot of things from references, but it was like very much just copying it. So that was what that was. Sorry if the camera is like very wobbly. And then this was another sort of injured person, same with that. That was also from a reference. That was on the outside of one of my notebooks. I took all my notebooks and I made covers for them out of pictures and sayings that I put together from the internet. And then there's just like really big chibi eyes and a random, I think it was just like a lizard crossed with a mermaid that was a dude. I'm not sure. Pages. Okay, that's just really weird random sketches. Oh, like a winged horse person. And a random, I don't know, that was random doodling. I think this person I started to draw from a picture, and then it didn't quite work, so I did it for myself. And that's just like a poof kind of a thing. She's a magical lady. Okay, these are both sideways ones. So this was a, I don't know, for me at the time, again, it was a pretty good drawing. I was pretty good at copying images by the time I drew this, but I wasn't really good at drawing them myself, so as you can see, there's the face is okay, but the, like, hands and stuff aren't very good. And then over here is a random little gnome guy who will probably show up in a later thing. And then obviously Go Coffee, even though at the time I didn't even know that I liked coffee, because my family doesn't drink coffee. But I do like coffee. I just don't drink it because, like, caffeine is not good for me. And then these are two random people who, this is the thing that goes behind, like, at the time, it was the thing that goes, you know, when people are getting a headshot when they're in prison. And I think it was supposed to be, like, a big sister and her younger brother who were, like, swimming or something, and then she's upset because she's in prison. And, yeah. I don't know why I drew that. That is a random spirit thing that came out of a broken mirror, which is kind of funny because I hadn't seen the Supernatural episode where that happened yet, and that was a little bit traumatizing. And then I don't even know what that is, if that was my attempt at drawing, like, an Angry Bird or maybe a Mr. Eggman. I don't even know who that is. It's from a video game that I had a friend who used to talk about that a lot, but I didn't ever play the game or see the picture of the person. I think this is me. Someone did a random scribble in my book, and so I turned it into a weird horse, and then I made a robot person to go with the horse. And then there's just a busty lady and a shirtless dude. So, go me. There's so much to this book left. It's going to take forever. But the pages are really thick. Do they just, like, get thicker over time? Okay, so this is a from a reference picture, because I started drawing depressed dudes. So, and obviously anime. So that's that guy. And then over here is different time, and I think I may have drawn this in the car or something, but it's in a Native American with a tomahawk. Obviously not my best work, and I was just randomly doing things. Here's that same picture, but in a different, like, I drew it again. And, like, when I draw things again, they look completely different. Like this, and it was, like, probably the same day. This. I'm just gonna turn the phone because it's easier. So this was a, yeah, I don't know, I just drew a baby dragon. This is one of the times where, you know, I drew the eye and then I added a face to it, and it usually ended up being a lizard. So it's a baby dragon, but still it's inside the egg and still forming. And then there's, like, fire all around it, and I didn't know how to draw fire or rocks. I still don't know how to draw fire or rocks. And then here are two drawings of the same thing again. But, like, the top one, the nose is kind of weird, so I covered it up with hair in the bottom one. Also, I added earrings because I think earrings look really nice on guys sometimes. So, yeah. What does it say? This page has some words on it, but I don't know what the words say. So, this is a sideways page, and I think this was another, somebody scribbled in my book, and I was like, okay. And I think I was playing a game at the time, and I was like, scribble in my book, and I'll draw a picture. So it's like a weird, like, ugly duckling swan thing, and trees and water, and yeah. This is a original drawing, as you can tell. It's just another, like, an anime guy and sort of a football jersey kind of a thing, and then jeans. And then somebody else drew that, and I added the, like, other picture and the drawing of the lady in the bottom. I think she's, like, upset that he died. Probably. Maybe she could have murdered him, I don't know. another, like, 2 different pictures. Top one, the eye is done really well. And the bottom one, he's not naked, and he is in the other one. Although it just sort of body silhouette, because don't know how to actually draw bodies. I still don't, actually. This is a squirrel, it's a squirrel, and it's on the cover of one of my books that I was reading, so I drew that. It's pretty good for, like, a copied picture. More sideways things. I do this with the book, it turns sideways better. So this is a drawing that I, like, copied from a reference, but the hands, like, other than the hands, the whole thing looks pretty good. Like, look at that stomach there. And then I titled the book, which is Insomnia, A Guide to Staying Awake, and I kind of made that a joke because he fell asleep. So, yeah, laugh at that, please. I'm terrible. And then I started using like online tutorials to draw things. So there's Aladdin with a really skinny face, and there's Toothless with a really messed up face, and there's Aang from a movie I haven't even seen and hadn't seen when I drew it. His face is okay, but not great. And these I drew with, like, you can tell the different kinds of pencil. These were drawn with, like, a regular, like, a number 2 pencil. So this is another drawing from a picture. I really liked depressed anime guys. Whoa. I think it was just because I was, like, really emotional at the time that I drew them, and I wanted emotion to be a thing. And then this is another internet drawing. Like, the ones that I put this on are the ones that I drew from, like, internet tutorials. And that's Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and she looks not quite right because her face is tilted. This guy I really like. This is definitely from a reference, but I really like him. He's done pretty well. Like, you might be able to see my art style developing a little bit, although these are all copies. And like I said, the ones on this side of the page are more recent, and the ones on this side of the page, as you can very obviously tell, there's some Angry Birds and some characters from movies I've never seen and games I've never played. I have played Angry Birds on the app. It's a blue bird, but it's not blue. Haha. But only when I'm on, like, other things. The battery in this camera is dying, so this will be the last page I do. For now. So then this is my attempt at drawing that same sort of a picture, but on my own, and I'm pretty proud of that skirt. The face is okay except for the mouth. I didn't want to leave, like, a white space there, but I didn't do that part right. But her, like, this part and this part, that's pretty good. And then over here, more Angry Birds and Anna from Frozen and Ariel from the Little Mermaid. And by the way, did anybody know that Ariel actually means Lion of God and is traditionally a boy's name? That always annoyed my mother when she watches those movies. So there's Anna with a really, really squished face. And then I will go charge this camera and come back.